Guys, today we are going to solve the Leetcode problem 290, which is word pattern. And then in the problem statement they have given two strings. One is pattern and then the other one is the target string, which is yes. And then they have these three conditions which I'm gonna copy it and I'm just going to paste it in the notepad. Each letter in the pattern maps exactly to one unique word in the string. Unique word is matches one letter in the pattern. Let's just see an example. For example, ABBA is a match for dog, cat, dog. Let's just do this and let's just split every string with individual spaces. For example, A is mapped to dog, and then B is again mapped to cat, and B is again successfully mapped to cat, and then A is mapped to dog again. You can see where it is actually going. It kind of looks like a hash map kind of solution. So for example, if you have cat and dog, A and B is going to be matching. This is going to be a true condition. But if there is A and A is already mapped to cat and B is mapped to again A is now trying to map to dog. This condition is false. It says each letter in the pattern matches exactly to one unique word. A should be, if A is mapped to cat, and it should be, it should not be mapped to dog. So that is one condition. But there are several use cases which needs to be addressed. For example, there are several use cases, conditions which needs to be addressed. I'm just going to assume a false condition first of all, where we have a string something like cat, and dog, and A, B, and C. For example, if we are assuming it in the hash map, A is equal to cat and B is equal to cat and C is equals to dog, it may looks like a true condition, but A is already mapped to cat, so B cannot map to cat because a pattern matches exactly to one unit word and S maps exactly to one letter in pattern. So both should be unique. So this cat should be matching to one particular string, A in the pattern, and that cannot again be mapped. So that is one condition. And the other condition is the length mismatch. For example, if we are having B and C here, and we are having cat, dog, A can be mapped to cat, and again A can be mapped to cat, B can be mapped to dog, but C, it has no mapping. It is either a false condition. So exactly one letter in the pattern should be matching one word in the target string yes, and one word should be exactly matching to one letter in the pattern. So there is a mutual understanding between these two use cases. So what we can do in this particular case is, if we keep track of a hash map, let's just say, I'm just going to split the two string. I'm just going to have array 1, which is going to be array 1, my keyboard. I'm going to split the pattern and I'm just going to have array 2, which I'm going to split the target string, and there we go. So we have individual words as an array in the array 2, and we have individual letters as array in the pattern. So if the length is mismatched, we can simply return false. If array 1 dot length not equals to array 2 dot length, we can directly return false. And that is one condition, that is condition 1. Length mismatch. And if we are just and then we are just going to loop over the array int I is equals to 0, I less than array 1 dot length. When we are in this statement, it is already assumed that both the lengths are matching, because in the above statement we will be returning false if the length is mismatching. So array 1 dot length is always equals to array 2 dot length in this for loop. So we are just going to get both the values. Value 1 is equals to array 1 of I, and value 2 is equals to array 2 of I, and obviously we are going to have our hash map string of string map is equal to new hash map. This hash map is going to be storing this particular values. A is equals to A is going to be mapped to cat, and B is supposed to be mapping to what, and C is supposed to be mapping to what. If you just keep the hash map, you will see some test cases will be failing. I will just demonstrate it. I don't know why my keyboard is causing me so much nuisance today. We have if not map dot contains key and val1, if the value 1 is not already there, then we can simply add to this map dot put val1 comma val2. So there we go. If it is there, we have to check if it is not equals. For example, when we are having, let's say, A and B, and here we are having dog, cat, horse. A is going to be mapped to dog, and again we will be trying to map A to cat. In this particular condition, it should return false. So we are going to handle that use case. If not, map dot get val1 equals val2, we can return false. So, and obviously we will be returning true, and we are just going to run this. Okay, I'm just going to run it again. It looks like all the test cases are passing, but when I try to submit, you'll see something will be failing. You can see ABBA, and it is having 4 dots. Let's see why it is failing. A, B, B and BA. A is tried to map to dog, and from our code B will also be successfully tried to map to dog. So we have to keep track of the values which are already mapped. So dog is already mapped, then it should not be mapped again in this particular condition. In this condition we should not map again for the already mapped values. In this particular case we can keep a hash set. Both the things will be offering O of 1 time complexity. So hash set string, already mapped elements can be kept as a new hash set. Alrighty, and if val mapped dot contains val2, then we can simply return false, and we can just add this to mapped to solve it. Now let us see. Okay, I made a mistake. Now all the cases are passing. Now I'm just going to submit my code, and it is accepted. It's accepted, this code is accepted, and it is returning